What's up guys, I'm Zach, and yes, we are back after a little bit of a hiatus, and once again we're looking at another A$AP Rocky and Puma drop. Now this one I'm really excited about. Now if you didn't see my last video on the initial first drop from Puma and A$AP Rocky, I would definitely recommend checking out that video first before watching this full one here. With that being said, I want to get straight into some of the pieces that really excited me, and that is actually going to be the sneakers from this collaboration, and that is actually what really disappointed me on the last collaboration. But it just feels like this would be a GR pair from Puma that's been released, and they've just sort of said it's a collab. With a collaboration, ideally majority of the time you want to be able to look at a silhouette and know, hey, this is a collaboration, or the little minute details to show that, hey, this is a collaboration. However, just a little bit disappointing for me. So it was really exciting to see the evolution and move into what I feel like is a much more genuine and passionate collab between A$AP Rocky and Puma. Nevertheless, I want to get into the pieces. Now, once again, I said I want to touch on the sneakers, but I want to delve a little bit more into those in detail. So let's start with a few pieces that I can quickly touch off and have a look at. And I want to start with this one right here that I keep looking at. Now, that is the padded racing hood. Now, I absolutely love this piece. If you guys remember from my last video, it was one of my favorite items from that drop. It came in an all red colorway. However, I'm much more enjoying this one here. Now, as you can see in front of me, this one is in a cream black and red aesthetic. As you can see there, you've got Puma and that sort of racing aesthetic branding all throughout. You've got Forever Faster on the back there. We've got the old in the black towards the front, which personally one of my favorite details, and I feel like this is honestly just such a wearable piece in comparison to that red one that first initially dropped. So having a red version in comparison to a cream version, obviously the cream one is going to be much more wearable. In saying that, in terms of wearability, I don't know how much you can actually wear this piece, but nevertheless I think it looks absolutely sick. You will be seeing it on my face right now. I do love the look of it. As you can see around the actual padded mask, you have got these adjuster cords, so you can sort of tie it in and just sort of cinch it in, which I would highly recommend, because without you cinching these pieces in, it's actually huge. Now, something to mention as well is it is actually quite structured, so it does keep its form, especially once it is sort of taped up at the front there. Yeah, I've got that Velcro to unlock it. You can sort of wear it like a bit of a hat, which I have tried wearing. It's still a little bit too out of my comfort zone, but it is something sick nonetheless. And one of my favorite details, which I believe really structures this piece, is you have got an inside piece of padding there where the hood comes down. Now you can remove this piece. It is just like a piece of Velcro. Now, as you can see, you can just sort of take it off there. But I would recommend keeping this on because it sort of brings it down and just keeps it structured against your head, so everything stays in place. Love this piece. I think out of everything in this collaboration, if you don't want to spend too much money on these shoes, you just want to get a piece that sort of looks cool, I feel like this is your best bet. Now, moving into another piece which isn't going to cost too much, but I'm not too sure how much I'd actually wear it, and that is this racing belt. Now, honestly, this was one of the items that when I first saw it drop online, I was super excited about. As you can see, you've got a buckle there, very similar to a buckle you'd find on a race seat or something you'd find on an airplane seat. Super sick, works the same. Of course, you can bring it out like that to adjust, and it will just click in like a normal belt there, which is super nice. Now, I love the detailing on this. You do have an engraved Puma brand just towards the front of the belt there. Moving around, you do have these sort of Formula One-esque racing branded sort of patches which are embroidered and stitched on there, as you can see. Moving down the lot, now you actually have two areas where you find this branding. So first one will be towards the left there, which you will see. Now, something to note about this belt as I show you the other side is it is extremely long, so it will hang down unless you sort of double lace it forever pants you are wearing at the time. And as you can see, as I was mentioning, you also do have the extra branding towards the end of the belt there, which is super nice, very detailed. And I do love that it has this sort of belt loop that comes down there. Really nice. really unique piece, and I feel like it definitely matches once again that racing aesthetic, and it just looks great. Just look at that is super sick. Now this is definitely for someone who is a little bit more fashion forward than myself. I do love the item. I don't think I'll be keeping it just for the fact that I don't really find myself wearing belts as it is. So to wear a belt like this, which is definitely a statement piece, I feel like it's just not going to happen. So fortunately, we'll be sending those ones back. Now, two pieces here, which I also will unfortunately be sending back, and not for the reason you would expect, is the sneakers. Now, these Inhale sneakers, super sick. Now, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to start on. Honestly, I'm going to start with this sort of washed out, distressed beige pair to the right of me. So let's move these pairs over. Now, before I actually touch the shoes, I've got to mention the box that these come in, super sick. Very quality in terms of the actual box and material. Very thick, as you can sort of hear there. And it is in this sort of what I would describe as like a, what's it called? Like a toolbox, like a metal toolbox. And I love that you got the Puma and the ASAP branding there. Now, something that I very heavily critiqued about the last drop is that it didn't really feel like a collaboration. It just felt like Puma was dropping the Formula One sort of Inhale sneakers out of nowhere, and it just didn't have a great sort of and it didn't really feel like a collaboration. It just felt like, hey, Puma, I'm dropping these sneakers, gonna put ASAP and Formula One's name on it, and there was no real detail. Those were absolute garbage. Not a collaboration that I found very meaningful. Colorway, everything. But let's get away from the negativity, because look at these sneakers here. Now, these sneakers right here, the Inhale sneakers. Now, as you see, this is the washed out colorway, which I first thought was originally going to be my favorite. However, you will see in a moment that the red colorway has sort of taken away from that, because I love that pair. Now, you will notice some differences in between these pairs in terms of materials. As you can see right here, this one is sort of made of a canvas upper. You have got some mixes of suede throughout, especially on that Puma logo there. I absolutely love the color that they used on this. So obviously it starts with like a beige canvas that's been distressed, and you do actually get distressing throughout that piece. If you can see there, you have got actual stitching coming up, some rips, some tears. You've also got this very faint orange, almost peach colorway used throughout the detailing, as you can see there, which is super nice. I love these details. We've got the sole there, which is sort of discolored and yellowed, which I love. And then you've got this hit of the red laces. And something I do like about these laces, and I especially love them in the next pair, is they're actually got this sort of striped detail around them, this piping that runs throughout. So as you can see, they're not a flat red lace. You have got that sort of black piping that goes throughout as well. Moving into the back, you've got that Puma logo there. And of course, the main branding in terms of ASAP Rocky, and I love this detail about this pair, is on the tongue. You have actually got the Flacco branding, which personally to me, hopefully you can see it there. We'll get some closer up shots. You have got that Flacco branding on the tongue. I absolutely love it. Now this is a collaboration. This feels like Puma, ASAP Rocky did their thing on this pair of sneakers. Now this one, as I said, primarily canvas, mixes of some suede throughout, and they really distressed the hell out of this. Honestly, I thought the pairs that were shown on the models were going to be a little bit more distressed, a little bit more dirtier than the pairs you'd actually get in hand. But man, you could not dirtier, like, sorry, I'm losing my words here. You could not dirty up this pair any more than it already is. It looks like it's absolutely been thrashed. It's been in the shop. You've been working on some Formula One cars. You've been working on some tools, some cars. It just has that aesthetic of motorsport throughout it. I love it. The grunge, the dirtiness, the distressed nature of everything, super well executed on this pair. Now, as I said, this is my second favorite pair, and we are going to get into my favorite pair. Now, for you guys who may be looking at this pair and also thinking, hey, these look pretty small in comparison to the size that I typically wear, which is a US 12, they are pretty small. And that is because, unfortunately, these sold out very quick, especially in the bigger sizes. Now, you can actually find them on some other retailers, but in terms of Puma's actual website, they are completely gone. So unfortunately, I wanted to pick these up. I wanted to get the video out for you guys so you can actually see them in hand. So these aren't my sizes. However, as you can see, they are being modeled by someone close to me, which is my friend Kayla. She's going to be modeling these sneakers because these are a women's 8, which are definitely a little bit too small for me, unfortunately. So she will be wearing the pairs in the on-foot portions of this video. Now, with that being said, getting into the details of this pair. This pair, honestly, I picked up because I thought, hey, I'd get 2 of the sneakers from the collaboration to show you guys. But, wow, the details on these have been executed perfectly. Now, this one, as you can see, is a black and red colorway. You have got those distressed elements throughout, but due to the actual materials used on these pairs, I feel like the red and black just sort of shines a lot more. Now, you have got leather, nubuck, and a bit of suede used throughout this pair. Now, as you can see up here, you've got this nubuck, which is distressed. You have got that leather Puma there, which is also being distressed. Not that I really need to mention that it's distressed. You can see it for yourself. But with that being said, the details on this pair, just absolutely beautiful. Now, the piping on these laces is what I oddly feel like just works a lot better than the red and black laces. I feel like this is a little bit out of place with this pair. However, I feel like the black and white just suits this pair a lot more, and that's actually the reason that I like this pair a lot more. And yes, it's coming down to laces, but at the end of the day, you're paying these sneakers for a collaboration. All the minute and minimal details really matter. Now, you have got the Flacco branding towards the top of the tongue on this one, which is a little bit more noticeable as well. And overall, red, black, and white, you can't really get much more motorsport themed in terms of colorway than this. I love these pairs. They're honestly just so sick in hand. I'd highly recommend picking these up. In terms of sizing, guys, these are true to size. I mentioned that in the first original video for the in-house sneakers. They do fit true to size. They can be a little bit snug due to the actual fit and materials, but they do loosen up the more you wear them, which I did notice over time as I wore my original in-hail sneaker, which I've got to sell off now because I am getting rid of that pair and I need this pair. And honestly, considering you can pretty much get both of these pairs for retail right now, I might have to get both of them. But in terms of my favorite items, I've got to say the red black sneaker and then this beautiful padded racing mask right here. You can't get much better than this. Like, I love these pieces. Now, there were some other items from this drop, which included some double knee carpenters, some shorts, a distressed sort of tank. The tank I thought was super sick. Unfortunately, don't really think it would fit me, especially because I've gained a few pounds recently, so I don't want to be wearing anything that's going to show off a little bit of the flabs. And they also include a half-zip polo, which I didn't really like as well. With this second collection, I honestly feel like this collaboration is starting to gain some momentum now, and I can see from some of the pieces that A$AP Rocky has teased for the future drops with A$AP Rocky and Puma that, man, this is just the beginning, and I feel like those pieces will be coming in the mail once they drop, especially because I love making these videos, especially when it comes to A$AP Rocky and Puma. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be hyped about picking up some Puma sneakers, but as you see, they've been a reoccurring sort of theme throughout a few of my videos recently, and honestly, I love what Puma is doing for a brand that's been super underrated for so long, especially when it comes to sort of hype and streetwear culture. They're doing great at the moment. With that being said, let me know down below, what was your favorite piece? Are you thinking about picking up any items from this collaboration? Have you? And tell me down below, because I really want to know your thoughts. Which one out of these two colorways are your favorite? Once again, leave it down in the comment section down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. With that being said, enjoy your day, guys. See you in the next one. See ya.